Hello and welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn and I am so excited and happy to be with you today. If you're new to the station, welcome, 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 welcome to the family. Welcome to the tribe. If you are an oldie but goodie, thank you for coming back. I so appreciate each and every one of you. And I know I've been a little MIA for the last couple of weeks. Part of it is the energies on the planet have been extremely intense. And as someone who's extremely sensitive and empathic and intuitive, it is sometimes a little overwhelming. And it is best for me to come to you when I have the energy to do the readings. Everything you need to know about me is in the box below. And today we're going to do a reading for this next week. I've been guided to do that so that I can really work on some information that I'm going to be putting out. So other videos will come out over the course of this week, but I will not be doing daily readings until next Monday. Okay? All right, so we just finished with a very powerful, very intense, full partial eclipse, full moon, in the sign of Gemini. It was also a lunar eclipse. It was a partial eclipse. It's also known as the Beaver Moon, and the Beaver Moon is all about what do beavers do? They make their homes. They make these sustainable homes to get them through the winter for their families, and we're being called to do the same. Irregardless of where you're living in the country, irregardless of whether you are unsettled in place or locked down, we are all being called to look at our homes, look at what we value, look at our relationships. This full moon also brought in the energy of looking at how we value ourselves, how we value our families, and how we value our money and the relationships we have with each of those. And how do you see relationships? How do you see money? Do you see them as something of value, or do you see them as something that you can live without? Okay? So start to look at your relationships. Start to look at which ones sustain you, which ones fill you up, which ones support you. Start to look at the people who manipulate, who are toxic, who are negative, who never have a kind word to say. Start to look at those people who are constantly talking about the different things that are going on in their lives, and when they finish vomiting, which is what I call it, they exclude you and what's going on in your life. Start to look at all those things and start to really pay attention to how you are feeling when you are around these people. Start to look at your relationship with money. Do you see money as something of value? Do you see money as a tool and a resource that you can use to increase the value of your life? Or do you see money as something that you need to use in order to bring others closer to you? All right? So, excuse me for a moment. Alexa, volume down. Sorry about that. Sometimes Alexa gets louder and louder and louder. You have to kind of remind her. Not right now. Okay. Before I get into the reading, anything you need to know about me is in the box below. If you'd like to reach out and you just want to have a chat, I'm offering 15-minute free chats. Anyone who sends me an email, we can set up a time to talk. Remember, I am on Pacific time, and you need to give me at least 48 hours to return your message. If you don't hear from me in 48 hours, it's possible that it went to spam. I don't respond to any emails on weekends. I only respond to current clients who have my phone number and they send me a text. So if you're not current and it's not someone, then you may not hear from me. But on the weekends, that's my time, and especially if I'm doing a workshop. But feel free to send an email. I will get back to you. If there's someone you'd like for me to include in our meditation, please let me know. I send out a meditation to all of my clients and subscribers every single weekend. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get into this reading. As I said, it was all about relationships, and it's all about how we see those relationships. And so the deck that I was called to bring out was the Kyle Gray deck of Angels and Ancestors. But before we get into it, let me go ahead and call in the angels. I was kind of rushing. Sorry, angels, wasn't forgetting about you. Okay. Heart link to the angels. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors, each of our own spiritual teams, spirit animals, and all benevolent beings in all space and time, in all galaxies and universes, come into this reading, surround us, guide us, protect us, and provide us with the wisdom that is needed at this time as we are on planet Earth. Bring in all of the clarity that is needed. Bring in forgiveness for those who have perhaps acted out of integrity. Bring in forgiveness for ourselves when we have been less than we could have been. And bring in forgiveness for our wise leaders. Bring in forgiveness wherever it is absolutely needed. Bring in love, bring in more peace, bring in more joy, bring in more calmness. And let each of us become the voice of calm and peace and joy in the world. As we end out this year of 2020, we are so grateful and thankful for all our lessons. We are so grateful and thankful for all our opportunities. And we are so grateful and thankful to each and every person on the planet, for each and every animal, for each and every lake, body of water. We are so grateful for Mother Earth. We're so grateful for Father Sky. And we are so grateful for all that surrounds us, maintains us, and guides us. At this time, universe, we are seeking the highest healing and the highest good for each and every being on this planet and in this universe. Thank you, 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 thank you. Whew. All right, so let's get into the reading. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. So I'm going to be starting first with Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. We're going to pull out a couple of cards to see exactly what it is that the ancients are trying to express to us at this time. It may be something that we are not understanding, because it may be something that is not clear to us as of yet. But we do appreciate all that they do in our lives, all that they give us, and all of the many ways that they continue to show up for us. Here on the central coast of California, it is about 65 degrees, and it is about, I believe it is not even 10 o'clock yet. And we're going to have a high today of 67. So I am going to do a few errands. I've got a couple of clients, and then I'm going to head to the beach. I may not get there as early as I normally do, but I will be at the beach today. And sometimes that just means going with my chair and having a sit down and sticking my hand in the sand, sit in my feet, like little toesies. All right, so here's what the ancestors and angels are bringing up for us. Remember, I just said we had full moon energy. That full moon is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. The planet Mercury is all about communication. Are your words kind? Are your words biting? Are you really speaking from your heart, or are you speaking from love? Are you speaking from fear? So those are the kinds of things to start paying attention to. It is in the sun sign of Sagittarius that we are in right now. And we have a lot of powerful energy working for us and with us. It's also a time to release, to let go, and surrender. If it isn't working, let it go. Just let it go. And that includes people and relationships. And you may say, oh, no, I can't let them go. I know, because I did that in my life. But some relationships need to just perhaps, for now, it's not forever, and it may not be forever, but for now, they may not be serving your highest and best good. And maybe one of the reasons that you're having these continuous knocks and constant agitation is because, one, you may not be vibing on the same alignment. You may not be at the same vibrational frequency. Two, you may be coming from different places. You may be coming from a place of love. They may be coming from a place of fear. And the third thing to keep in mind is if there's someone that you truly love, love will reign. Love will will win, if that's the best word I can come up with. Although this isn't a race. This isn't about right and wrong. This is about us loving ourselves enough. Oh, look at me. Knocked the earring off. I'm just getting started. This is about us loving ourselves enough to be able to say, I honor myself, and I honor myself more than I honor you, and I'm going to take back my energy now. I'm going to take back my power. Taking back your power doesn't mean you have to do it in a very nasty way. You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. That's the beauty of it. And you can do it in a way that it works really, really well. Okay? So before we get into the reading, I also want to say happy birthday to Donna. She's someone who's been in my life. We've known each other since, well, I've known her since she was still a baby in utero. And we've been in each other's life for many years. I think over 6 decades. And so send out much love to her, send out much support to her, and I hope that she's here for many, many, many more years. Her birthday's today, but I always try to get in with my friends, especially my friends who I really care about. I wish them a happy birthday the day before their birthday so that I get ahead of the crowd. Okay? All right. Okay, so here we go. First card out is Oracle. And it says on it, wait for more information. So right now, while you're releasing, you're letting go and you're surrendering, it may be the time where you don't have all the answers yet. Maybe all of the information hasn't been shown to us yet. Maybe what we are seeing on the surface is a little deeper. Remember, there's always a surface, like a tree, but you don't see all of the roots on growing under it. You know, think about a duck on a pond. You see the duck and the swan or whatever the bird is, and they're just gliding along. It looks so effortless. And you don't see their little feet just paddling and paddling and paddling. So whatever's going on the surface may not be all that is really, truly going on. And if it feels toxic, if it feels anything other than loving, set it to the side, let it go, surrender it, release it, let the universe work that out. It will get worked out. It may not get worked out the way you want it to, but it will get worked out. And it'll get worked out in a way that is empowering and loving and kind for you. You know, everybody doesn't have the potential to go forward with you. And sometimes those people will be taken out of your life. It can be temporary, it can be long term. The next one that comes up, it's High Priestess. Harness your mystic power. And you see a priestess there with her beautiful headdress on. And she has a beautiful symbol in her hand, similar to the Ankh, but not quite. And she has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cat, which is much like the Egyptians. And this card does have an Egyptian feel to it. It is saying that we are going to look to the High Priestess. We're going to look to the High Priestess, and we're going to really begin to, what is it saying on here? Harness our mystical power. So this is a great time. If you have things you want to release and surrender and let go of, I say to people, write it down on a piece of paper. We still have a little bit of a full moon energy going on through this evening. Go ahead, write it all down on a piece of paper. You don't have to tell anybody. At the top right, I release, I surrender, I let go. Write down maybe their name, write down this, or write down the situation. You ain't got to write paragraphs. Just write down the main reason of the situation. Write down toxic relationship, beep beep, let this go. And then take it, and you can burn it and make sure you have something underneath to catch the ash. You can flush it down the toilet. Now, if there are ashes involved, take those ashes, gather them up, throw them away someplace out of your home. Don't keep them in your garbage. And if you have to just put them in a piece of foil and set it aside till the next day, and when you're going out and you pass by a garbage container, put it in that. Don't keep it on your property. But it'll allow the mystical, divine, feminine energy to come forward. When we accept our divine feminine, and divine feminine energy is in both male and females, and it is absolutely powerful. Do not ever doubt that the divine feminine is not as powerful as the divine masculine. It is. It's just different energy. The feminine energy is strong, and it can be, when you master it, it can become very, very, very disciplined. So it says you are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. When this card arrives, it is important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that is important for your growth. So check in, see what's really coming up. You may be getting guidance, and you may be getting signals to let something go, to let it play out, to stop wasting your energy and all of your good time on something that no longer may be serving you. Or the people in that situation may no longer be resonating or vibrating on the same level you are. If you're someone who's empathic and sensitive and you've been doing your work, there may be other people around you who aren't doing theirs, and they can get in the way of you moving forward if you allow them to have that kind of influence over you. Now, this one is Protection Guardian, and it says drop your shields. Now you see this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful being, and it is surrounded by these wonderful and amazing feathers. In the palm of her hand, she is showing you the protection symbol, okay? And it says Protection Guardian. Now, when we get the Protection Guardian, it is time for us to really remember that anything that's gone on in the past is not your present. Let it go. Anyone from your past that's no longer comfortable for you to have around you, let them go. The angels are coming in now, and they are getting very close to us, and they're gathering us, and they're saying to us, it is time for you to step it up. Time for you to get out of that comfort zone, step up your own actions, step up your own energy, and really start to define exactly what it is that you would truly like to have in your life. What it is and who would you like to have in your life. If anything is making you feel unsafe, if your limiting beliefs are getting in the way, if what you were told as a young child is getting in the way, let that go. You have the power to do that. You're not hurting anyone by letting it go. You're not defying anyone by letting it go. What you were told as a child may no longer apply in your life. Let it go. If you don't let it go, what's going to happen is it's going to show up as a physical manifestation in the form of discomfort, and eventually, if you don't let it go, it's going to show up as dis-ease. An example is, if you're someone who has kidney stones, if you're someone who has been angry for a very, very, very long time about a lot of stuff that you could have let go of, resentments you could have let go of, emotions you could have let go of. If you have been in that space and all of a sudden you've now got a diagnosis of kidney stones, look where you have been angry. Stop projecting it out to other people. It's not their responsibility. And if you've been angry or resentful or holding grudges around something, let it go. It's not serving you. Look how it's showing up in your body. You're the one in pain. There's a Buddhist saying, it's like you drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. Let it go. Just let it go. It doesn't mean you have to let the relationship go or the person go. You can also just set it aside for now. It doesn't have to be an overriding, arcing conversation right now. Let that energy go. Let the energy of it go. The person you may still love and care about, but let the energy of it go. At some point in time, when it is the right time, they may be brought back into your life. But by letting them go, you will open the door for more energy of goodness to come into your life. Not everyone is supposed to go forward with you. You may love them, but you can also love them from afar. Here's another being directed to go into the Angels of Abundance deck. Since this full moon was all about relationships and money, let's see what the angels have for us on task about abundance. Okay, because one of the things that happens when we let these old relationships go, the same ones you've been having the same conversation and the same argument, and it's not going anywhere, and you just feel like I've had enough, let it go. And letting it go can be distancing yourself from them. It can be only accepting phone calls from them, no more texting. It can be, having a conversation with them. You should always have a conversation with someone before you let them go, because why? That's a mature way to handle things. Just saying. We are all adults on this channel. Hope no children are watching. The first thing it says about this is release jealousy. So if you have any jealousy around any money, you're looking at someone else's pocketbook and saying, dang, I wish it were mine. Let it go. Release the jealousy. It's saying jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something. And the universe manifests exactly what you affirm. Let other people's success inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. See how that works? When you feel happiness for someone else's success, guess what shows up in your life?